It is February, and in the bleak, whitewashed winter of Delhi, the effulgence of color and forms at the India Art Fair 2024 edition is a clarion call for spring, a spring of creativity, a spring of celebration. This is Bandeep Singh, Group Photo Editor of India Today Group. Stay with me as I show you the highlights of the art fair. To see the world in a grain of sand and hold infinity in the palm of your hand. This is what artist Isha Pimple Kare has done, using her hand and stitching scraps of fabric onto strands of thread to create a model, a diagram, a mandala of infinity. You know, she has taken fabric strands and woven them into 8 panels. 8 is a very significant number here because 8, the symbol 8, the form of 8 also represents infinity. And what she has done is layered the strands in one after the other to create a multi-dimensional model of infinity. And when you step back and see all the 8 panels through the 8 panels, you will see a horde of movement created by, well, nothing else than scraps of rough, torn fabric. Images that are at once beautiful and at the same time replete with a haunting, eerie disquiet is what the work of Kashmir-based artist Weir Munches is. Let me elaborate on this. The shapes that you are seeing over here are probably, inspired by the disfigured and mangled remains of automobiles, that have been blasted away, in an IED explosion, probably on the roadsides of Kashmir. It could be the Pulwama blast for all you know. What Veer has done is taken those shapes and done the paper mache kalamkari, which is a folk art in Kashmir, and transformed what is a haunting memory into an object of beauty. If you want to be heard, then make some noise. And if you want to be seen, then make something really, really big. And this is precisely what artist Paresh MTI has been doing of late, making giant sculptures and installations. Behind me over here is a 16 feet steel mridangam made by Paresh as a tribute to the Indian music tradition. Paresh da, you are now in the habit of making big statements at the art fair. Yes. Last year, you had that lovely, majestic Kali, yes, with the tongue out, made with marbles, glass beads. Glass beads. And here, today, we have seen this giant mridangam. So please tell us about this work and tell us the inspiration behind it.
Music, art, it brings everybody under one platform, and I'm a avid, lover of music. Whenever I'm painting, wherever I'm going, the music is there at the background.
This humongous 13 meter, 20 centimeter piece of artwork is a recreation of Claude Monet's Lily Ponds by the famous artist IYY. Now, this has been created, if you look closely, this work has been created by 620,000 pieces of Chinese Lego blocks. And, just like a pointillist painting, this, when seen from a distance, creates an impression of Claude Monet's Lily Ponds. But to understand this work and to understand this work in greater detail, I have with me one of the icons of the pop scene from London, Xandra Rhodes, who is a celebrated artist and designer in her own right, and in very many ways right now is reflecting the psychedelic colors of IYY's work. So Xandra, tell me, what do you feel about this work?
Well, to me, it doesn't look very much like the water lilies, but it's got a wonderful, sparkly iridescence. So I think it's got so much life. I think only as a museum piece, but it's got quite a magnificence, and you have to admire what Ai Weiwei comes up with each time.
You know, I think the subtext of this being a replication of the water lilies is an unnecessary detail that is not needed.
You don't need the detail because it's got quite a beauty of its own. And I have to admire the fact that he thinks of all these funny different details so that it will look great in some museum.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
One of the crossover features of this 15th edition of the Indian Art Fair is the inclusion of design in the sphere of art. We have stalls by Gunjan Gupta, Rushad Shroff, Vikram Goyal, and with me here is one of the most celebrated and most well-known voices of contemporary design in India, Ashish Shah. Ashish is showing for the first time at the art fair.
Yeah.
Ashish, there are some beautiful pieces. Please tell us, walk with us, show us some of your work and talk to us about it.
Thank you. So this is a coffee table. It's almost like a flying carpet. And what you see here, it's called Mond. And
Sorry, what's it called?
Mond.
Mond.
And these are stones that, we collected over time. And they are found pieces. And what we've done is we've added 2 sticks within them. And added just a carpet which is made out of banana fiber in Hampi by the Kishkinda Trust.
Can you show how tensile it is?
So what you see here is these are metal matkas that I've just cut into half and created this wall cabinet which you can use as a medicine cabinet or as a wall bar. The idea of matkas was that they were used to store some grains or water, and then they became redundant in time because we had boxes and metal boxes with covers and lids. So we said, let's bring back the functionality which is design back, but create a new way of doing, a new avatar.
Carrying on with our coverage of collectible design as a trend at this art fair, I've come across these 2 spectacular pieces by Netherlands-based artist, the Vovan Twins. And this is a marble table made in the shape of a cross-section of a cardboard box. It confounds the imagination as to how the materiality of stone has been transformed into something as fragile and as malleable as a cardboard box. And the other thing over here is, well, a glass bubble. Literally, a bubble made out of glass. It sounds simple, it looks simple, but it's an extremely complex piece of work, which is the impermanence of a bubble replicated in the brittleness of glass. Something new, something metaphorical. Art created out of destruction. Art created out of pain. There are 2 artworks at Gallery Espace's stall at the India Art Fair. The first work, here you're seeing abstract artist G. Irana's work, where he has actually created form out of burning the paper. So this is burnt paper and burnt paint used to create a shape, a form. And here we have artist Manisha Gera Baswani painstakingly pricking the paper with pins, with nails, to create this very intricate labored piece which speaks of her pain and her transformation through that pain. I have with me Manisha to speak about her work. Manisha, tell us about this work.
Hi.
Very delicate and very, something that is evocative of beauty as well as pain.
So Bandeep, this body of work came after intensive acupuncture I was going through. And as I was sitting with a lot of needles on my body, I realized I was being pinned to heal. And how one is sometimes in pain, but we need to see that pain is also going to make us heal and be transformed in some way or the other. That is how this body of work came about.
Look at this work by Eva Jospin. Beautiful forest foliage. Organic, tactile, but when you go close, what is it? Intricately shaped pieces, sheets of corrugated cardboard. And this work by Subodh Gupta. A sumptuous pudding laid out for dinner. But what is it? It's resin and silicone. So at the end, what is art? Is it something that draws us, attracts us to have a closer look? Something that mirrors life back at us? Or something that disrupts our patterned ways of seeing and makes us question our beliefs? These are questions I leave you with till the next art fair. This is Bandeep Singh from the India Today Group, signing off.